Hola amores, and welcome back to the channel. And to those who don't know me, I am Maritza, currently a graduate master's student in psychology. And today we are talking about that thing, okay? Do ladies really care about that specific part of the male's body? Okay, I will let you know today, and it is according to psychology. Let's get into it right now. I will start with a saying in Spanish that goes like this. Es mejor chiquito y juguetón que grande y dormilón. And it means it is better to be small and playful than big and lazy. So, my loves, yes, today we're tackling a question that I know a lot of you out there have probably wondered about. Maybe you have even obsessed over and over again. It is the elephant in the room, the unspoken concern, that thing that keeps guys up at night. We are talking about the size. Specifically when it comes to intimacy. Do women really care about the size of a man's, well, you know that part? Now, before we do dive into it, let's just get this out of the way. Media, porn, locker room talk, they've all contributed to a massive amount of anxiety and misinformation around this specific topic. It's almost become the mythical metric of masculinity. So to begin, let's be clear. Physical attraction is a complex thing and it varies from person to person. Some ladies might have a preference, okay? Just as some men also have a preference in certain physical traits in a lady, in a woman. It is part of the diversity. But first, from a psychological perspective, this anxiety of the size, we must say that it does not really come from ladies, from women. However, it does come from social comparison. Research shows that men are more likely than ladies to compare their bodies to other men, to tie physical traits to self-worth, or to believe that masculinity is something that can be measured. Men are also a lot more likely than ladies to what? To be bound to hear things and to pay attention to cultural messages that what? That quietly tell you that the bigger equals better, or that performance equals value, or that if you don't measure up, you will be rejected. And believe it or not, in psychology, this is called cognitive distortion, which is a belief reinforced by culture and not by reality. When researchers have asked ladies directly about attraction, something very interesting tends to happen. Yes, physical attraction does matter, but specific body parts do rank surprisingly low on the list. However, what consistently does rank a lot higher are things like what? Like emotional connection, confidence in the man, not arrogance, maybe feeling safe by him, maybe feeling desired by him, having good communication, having the man being attentive to her. Overall, all these things do matter even more. Many studies show that ladies evaluate attraction in a holistical way of doing it, and not anatomically like the men more so will do it. So it's not about the one body part, it's about the experience of being with someone. So you men, instead of worrying about the size, focus more on being a good partner, a good communicator, attentive to the lady's needs. Be confident in what you do have to offer, which is what? Your whole self. Build that emotional connection, master the art of foreplay, and truly listen to what your partner enjoys. And let's be honest, the main event is not the only event happening. Extended, thoughtful foreplay, understanding a lady's erogenous zones also is very important, and maybe even focusing on her pleasure journey is very crucial. It is actually known that for many ladies out there, for example, clitoral stimulation is far more critical for orgasms than in even penetrative sex alone. So my friends, here is the part that most people don't actually talk about. Psychological research shows that sexual satisfaction is strongly linked to what? To emotional intimacy, to mutual trust, to responsiveness, to feeling understood and to feeling valued. And in long-term relationships, especially, physical traits become far less important than how partners communicate their needs to one another and how they respond to each other emotionally. Okay, my loves? So in other words, my friends, you being present beats being perfect, and connection beats comparison. So you, my friends, remember that confidence matters a lot more than anatomy. And confidence does not mean pretending you are flawless, but psychology defines healthy confidence as being comfortable in your body. So instead of having defensiveness, become emotionally available. And ironically, that insecurity men can have about that specific part is often a lot more noticeable and more impactful than the physical trait itself. And believe it or not, When someone is relaxed, attentive, and emotionally grounded, attraction always seems to follow. And as a very honest takeaway, most ladies are not walking around with a ruler in their hand. Ladies, instead, they're paying attention to how you make them feel, whether they feel desired, whether they feel emotionally safe with you, and maybe even if they feel physical chemistry. Therefore, psychology is clear on this. Attraction is not about perfection, it's about the connection. So the question is, do women really care about that part of your male's body? Well, the answer is much less than you have been led to believe. And my friends, if you focus on confidence, communication, and emotional presence, I promise you are already ahead of the game. And with this, we have reached the end of today's video, but I invite all of you to connect with me through Instagram. Go out and check out my other music relaxing channel here on YouTube, and go and see the channel's membership just in case you may find it useful. Once again, I am Maritza, and know that I will try my best to continue always keep bringing you ways on how to create a better bond with yourself and a more meaningful relationship with all those around you. Mwah. Till next time. Ciao, ciao, my loves. Ciao, ciao, my amores.